I want to be too clear with everything, saying this is a button, you should click it to get somewhere,
Yeah.
and this is the title explaining the information that follows. But the problem is to find the balance between those two, and because a lot of the information is just very redundant.
Hi and welcome. Yet again, we've invited Skördetid for a little video, and this time we're actually doing some work. And this video serves as a instruction video for the interns. They can see how I work with code, and so they can get to know more about how to apply styles and how to think about restyling web and CSS and stuff like that. And I thought you might be interested, and if you like these kind of videos, as always, write it in the comments below, and maybe I'll do more of them. Um, that's all I want to say before we begin. So let's start. We'll just go through step by step and look at your points and see what we can do to get things working.
If we are looking at the profile here, and I'm just going to explain the concept of the profile, like the extended profile or the mini website that we talk about. The idea here is that the user, the farmer, should be able to collect all information in one spot that's viewable to others.
Yes.
So this is basically their virtual farm. So this is where you get information, their contact information, and you also see where the farm is located on the map. That's where we have the map function below. And you also have the list of ads to your right, where like a scrolling list of the ads that specific user has posted.
Okay.
So there are a few things here. First of all, if we look on the left-hand side at the profile, I would like to fix the view count now that we've been talking about for a while.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we have view count that's messed up on the left side, where I would like to hide that function.
Yes.
So one, hide the function, and two, move up the bio saying this is my farm. So there's no space in between the phone number and the bio.
Okay.
Let's just delete all of that. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly what I want.
Okay.
Super. So the second task is that in the ads, in the scrolling list on the right, where we see this user's ad that the user has posted, we can see that the title that's being fetched is hidden behind the view count.
Ah, yeah.
You can move that view count down beneath the title of the service.
Okay.
Still in the same page? Or
Yeah, we're still on the same page. So if you look to your right, Charles, you see the scrolling list with the ads. There's one ad up, and then you see the green view count, and I would like to move that beneath the title of the ad so you can see the whole title of the ad.
where there is an icon, yeah?
Exactly. I would like to move that icon down so we can see the whole title, because now they're kind of smushed together. So Johan is working his magic now, and then we will see how it turns out.
Yeah. Let's look at that one. And this is in the farm. Yeah, but we should do this on every single ad, actually.
Yeah, in this, where we, and any ad that's in the My Profile section or the View Profile section, the extended website. Because you can also see this view count in the resource list when we look at all the ads, random in the scrolling list, and then it should have the same position as it has right now.
Oh, okay. So it's only in these two places.
Right now, I think the good takeaway here is to look at the actual designs that we are that I want and that we're now implementing. So just those small fixes, and just carry those with you when you look at the other pages later.
Yeah, true.
So I think it should look okay now. There's still some
Yes.
space, and the title is moving outside of the box instead because it's too big. Yeah, I think we'll put an overflow hidden on the H2 and H3. Yeah, here we are. And if you reload now and make the view smaller, you should be able to see that the title is actually disappearing a little bit. And just before it switches over to the mobile layout. It's nicer to kind of have that spacing, even though I'm hiding part of the letters.
Okay.
In this edge case, I think that's the best solution. And then either we have to make the font smaller if there are many people using long words for their machines.
Yep.
Or we have to figure something out. Maybe set the breaking point of the ad earlier so that we don't get ads that are that small, but that they switch earlier or something.
Okay. Yeah, but then we can have a discussion about that later.
Yeah, I think we'll have to have the users put some data in here first.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Then I would like to fix the links in the buttons, the edit and the read more button in the scrolling list of the ads, because this is where the user goes or can go to either read more about another person's ads that are collected on their profile, or read more and edit their own ones if they want to. So I would like those buttons to have the correct link, because now if you click read more, for instance,
yeah,
or you should be
same page.
Yeah, you should be directed to the ad page just to view that ad, and now you're sent back to your profile, like an incomplete profile instead.
Mm-hmm. And that's because we use different types of links. So this one is actually trying to go here, while the other one, if I just copy the link for the edit, I need to use the index PHP in the front here to make sure that the URL is correctly set. That should be the same here as well. And then we have the farmer, it's the same here. We should have the index.php because otherwise the links will go to a local page, the same page, but change the parameters. If I click edit, I get to the edit page, and if I click read more, I get to the read more page. Yes.
The ads that are now, there are 3 ads on this user: test 3, test 2, and the original ad we looked at. Although I have removed actually test 2 and test 3 from the resource list, so they should be deleted from the user as well, because I think that this scrolling list fetches all ads that have been historically created by this user, when it should fetch the ads that are only active. Which means that this scrolling list will, like if a user is active for a long period of time, you will be able to see all the ads that's ever been generated by that user. It's misleading.
I updated the search query that I put into the fetch count and fetch array here with the and is deleted equals 0 to make sure that I only show the ones that has not been deleted.
I can see we have one issue with a change to push when we started this session. If we go into the resource list, the eye icon or the view icon has moved down beneath the buttons.
Yes, and that is because of the styling I changed. So we can see in the CSS the I, and we just need to move these two and that's the I icon, and we want the padding left and we want the position absolute, and we want to have this as an I dot top right. So now we should be able to take this and just go to the resource list, and then in the list we want to update the I here with this top right, and now we got the I back here, and just to verify if we reload, the I is still down here.
Super. It looks great. Thank you. If you go to the resource list again, and if you click read more on the ad there, you can see that the view count or the I icon is still there in the middle of the text.
Yeah.
It might be redundant, like perhaps we don't need it there if we display it in the first scenario. We could also just hide it.
Yeah, but it could be nice to have it there as well.
Okay.
I'm just going to go into the view of the resource. And yeah. There it is up on the right. But I'm a little bit annoyed about the text, because the font is actually thinner here than it is on the other ones. I'm not sure why that is.
I don't know either. That's also one of my points.
Might be that this one is styled with an italic. Yeah, there it is.
You were talking about the I icon. I was talking about the actual information text in the ad.
Yeah.
And here I'm wondering if we could remove bold from the phone number just to keep it clear what is a title and what's information.
Absolutely. That's no problem. That's just something that we missed, I guess. Description and phone. And in some cases, I would also argue that you might not want to have a title at all.
Sorry, a what?
A title.
Oh, okay, not a title at all. Okay, yeah.
So just have a look now, and that's the phone number is fixed.
That's way better. Super, super.
I would also, yeah, it says owner, and then there's a button to my profile. I don't think there should be a name perhaps below there, but visit my profile is the only thing I see.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a bit weird.
Yeah, that is weird. Because I remember I saw there were some misses in the translation function, I think, that I think messed up the owner, because owner is mentioned on several places. I don't know if this has been around for longer than that. So let me think here for a second, and let's see what we do about that. Actually, I want to do some changes here. Phone number, we can actually remove that, because phone number is one of the features in the next step that we are tracking the view count, how many times they view the phone number.
Yeah.
So we could remove phone number here completely.
Yeah.
And slim this down, so we can hide phone number, title, and information text.
There you go.
Super. And we could also actually hide address then, because that's for the same reason, because that's what you view in the profile.
Yes. Do you want to remove the entire address, or is it just the the streets. Would you like to have like the city still here?
Yeah, that'd be good if we can implement the same change there, just the city and just the city on the front of the actual ad as well. So we'll start here, but you can just display the city. Let's try that out. To kind of with the intention of driving them deeper into the website and actually visiting the profile, which should be the final step.
But then it should probably not say address. I think city could be down by type of service. So it says just that you could combine the city with the type of service and just ignore the titles. So it says Maskinstjänster Malmö. And then you can have like description, but not the title for the description, because you see that a description is a description.
Yeah, exactly.
And I would move the visit my profile link further down.
Yeah, I think the order here is a bit flipped around.
So if I may,
yeah, go for you. I think it's easier if you do the draft, and then we'll take it from there.
Yeah. So I'll just.
So what we're saying now, Charles, is that the information is the ad is kind of counterintuitive, where you would want to have the link, for instance, to the profile should be at the bottom of the ad, and then as you once said, perhaps you don't have to have titles for everything. You could just name it as what type of service first, and then you would have the city below. So kind of make this information as precise as possible. So Johan is now making a draft here, and then we'll update the page and see what it looks like.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, do you want the user link somehow? So you actually have the username.
I want to have, the thing is that we want to have a call to action button, so they actually click, so they realize that they can visit the profile.
Yeah, let's have a look at that later. And then we have, now we have the description in top there. That might not be the best thing in the world, but let's continue that. And then we have the address, but we only want to keep the city. And we want to have the eye icon, but this one is actually automatically placed in the top left of the page, so we don't care where that is. And then we have the resource type. This is just a label. So we want this together with city. And just make that on one line. Let's call that a paragraph. And then we can ignore this code. Max driving range and price. I'll just keep, I probably want to make a table of those two, but let's save them there for now, just to see if we actually get a nice view of the structure. And since we have the text going all the way out, I would actually want to have something up here on top that distracts the text from bouncing into this view count number. So I'm actually going to take all of this and move it above the description. Let's call that a div right here. description which is an info item. Let's see how this turns out.
Okay.
It's a little bit better, but I think that we need the visit my profile button on a new line actually. Yes, let's move it all the way down. No,
Let's see. Just gonna look at how it looks on the phone as well.
So that's the user link, and then we have...
Yeah, because now they're actually, which I think could be good, now they're actually two links to the mini website. You can click both the test Gordon, the test farm in red, and you can also click visit my profile.
Yeah, and then they both go to the same place.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
As they should.
Yes.
Do you think, what's your take on that, of having the distance and price in bold as well? Do you think that takes the focus away from the titles or confuses what's a title and what's information? Or do you think it has the benefit of emphasizing that information in a good way?
I would probably restructure them a little bit. Let's see if I can... Yeah, since there's so little text there, it's kind of... I would probably have the radius service as an kind of an extension to the description. So I would remove those.
Will you place it the same way as you do machine services in Malmö? Or would you...
Yeah, sort of. But I would put it on a separate line. Let's see if I can make that a paragraph, and let's make this a paragraph as well, so that we can see it more styled. And then the price I would also put on one row to make it, because then we don't need all this styling.
Yeah, I think it's good input in the sense that the radius is not as important as the price, given that we already give them the location. And I know that that's often a fact that's also negotiable between farmers, whereas the price might be more interesting.
Okay, there we go.
So exactly, yeah, that's perfect.
And I think this is even better, and I would argue that you might want to think about the text about price. Now you have a capital K, and the price is actually in bold. I would suggest that we do not have the price text in bold, and I don't
Maybe, do you even need to have the title price? Maybe you can just have kronor 1400 per hour.
Yeah, exactly. I could just remove that.
Yeah, I can just move the title as well. Really good input here. Really slimmed it down. Things it's so hard to see when you're so attached to it.
Yeah, and you might want to consider that it's an estimated price, or write something that suggests that this is kind of a suggested price.
Yeah.
But I think the user feedback will decide on how to actually formulate this.
I think so as well.
But yeah, I think we got a lot cleaner layout right now.
Yeah, a lot cleaner layout. And I'm checking mobile as well, and I think it looks good. Let's see. Yeah, it looks super good on mobile as well. Yeah, perfect. Final thing, if we go into the Skördetid landing page and go into register,
some pre-filled text, street and house number, post number.
Yeah, I would like to remove that, please.
It's weird. Streets and house number. Okay, so that's the placeholder. I'm just gonna do it like that for now and see if that solves. Yeah, they're gone.
Great. And then I see that I have some work here with the titles that shouldn't be edit settings. It should be settings instead, so make sure that they work here as well.
And I see that there is a Danish in Hur hittar du Skördetid.
Yes, I see that as well. I hope that has a translation function, because I missed that one.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah.
So you can just look it up and translate it.
I wonder maybe if you can remove that edit settings here, just hide it in this view and move the boxes up so they are aligned instead. Because I'm wondering here.
The title edit settings, you want to remove that?
Just from this view, so when you go into my profile, I want it still to be there.
Yeah.
But I would like to remove it here and move the other boxes up so they are aligned with the farm name and the address on the left-hand side.
Yeah. So we just check if the user is live, and we fix that. So now it's gone. Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, but yeah, that's it. And then we can send it out. But this really improved the overall impression. I especially like the ads, getting your input on the titles and slimming it down, because I've looked at it so many times and been along with the design from the start, so you get blind for those small things. But now that you look at it, it's really clear the improvements and the value it has to the user. So perfect.
Yeah. You kind of want to explain things, but if you have to explain the design, it's not really proper design. So then you should probably rethink.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is so easy to forget sometimes when you try to be, because I challenge, like with the user group that we have that's not as digitally mature, I struggle with being too clear. I want to be too clear with everything, saying this is a button, you should click it to get somewhere.
Yeah.
And this is the title explaining the information that follows. But the problem is to find the balance between those two, and because a lot of the information is just very redundant.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. So.
Yeah. But I'm super happy. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, great. And that was all we had for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next week. Bye-bye.